We're trying to determine whether these two triangles are similar or not. To be similar, all corresponding angles must be congruent, and the ratios of all corresponding sides must be equal. We'll start with the angles, because that's typically the easiest thing to do. We need to figure out angle B, because it's not written down. Well, angle B would be 180 minus the other two angles, 34 and 95. So the measure of angle B turns out to be 51. In the other triangle, we need to get the measure of angle T. Well, the measure of angle T would be 180 minus 51 minus 34. Well, that makes the measure of angle T 95 degrees. Okay. So we can see that all corresponding angles are congruent because both triangles have a 34, a 95, and a 51 degree angle. Furthermore, if these two triangles are going to be similar, then it's going to be triangle ACB is similar to triangle. Now notice when I said ACB, I did the 34 degree angle followed by the 95 followed by the 51. To maintain that same order in the second triangle, it would have to be triangle RTS. Now really, we don't know if they're similar or not yet. That's what we're trying to figure out. But if they're similar, it's got to be in the order that I've just written the letters. What we need to do now is see if the ratios of their corresponding sides are all equal. So I'm going to erase the angle work down below. And now we're going to go work on the sides. In order to figure what sides correspond to each other, we will do it the same way we did it for congruent triangles. We'll look at the order of letters in our proposed similarity statement. AC should correspond to RT. So we're going to look at the ratio of AC over RT. They correspond because they're the first two letters of each. Well, AC is length 14 over RT, which is length 21. 7 divides into both of those, so that reduces to 2/3. Okay, let's look at another pair of sides. CB is the last two letters of the first triangle. That would correspond to TS, the last two letters from the other triangle. So that would be 10 over 15, and 5 goes into each of those, so that's also 2/3. Okay, the last pair of sides then is AB, first letter and last, divided by RS, first letter and last. Okay, well, that would be 18 over 27. And 18 over 27 also reduces to 2/3. So we know that corresponding sides are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent, and the ratios of the corresponding sides are equal. Well, those are the two things you need for similarity. So it is true, triangle ACB is similar to triangle RTS. As a note, you want to check the angles first because that's easiest, and if they fail on the angles, you can quit. They're just not similar. Well, if you get to the sides, then if any one pair of corresponding sides doesn't equal the others, you can also quit, and they're not similar. But this one passed both tests, so the two triangles were similar.